Good day and welcome to School Zone. We are here today with Caroline Mangrum and Therese Sherwin, and I'm Neely Calhoun, and we are going to be discussing things that go on at the STEM Academy. So thinking about, we've got a 6th grader and a 7th grader here, and let's go with 6th grade, Therese, and tell me what was your purpose of wanting to go to STEM?
I think it focused more on the academics than any other school here in Niceville. And I like that there's a flight lab, there's robotics. It's very nice and comfortable.
Okay, Caroline, you are in your 2nd year at STEM Academy, and looking at the 2nd year, how is it different from 6th grade?
The math is definitely different. It's more advanced, and you also have more subjects to choose from. You have more core classes, more electives, more freedom to choose.
What are your electives this year?
This year, our electives are PE, Biomed, Odyssey of the Mind, also known as theater, digital art and design, and music technology.
So in music technology, I know that they are building electric guitars this year, working with GarageBand. The PE is a typical PE class. You're taking the ICT, the computer technology?
No, I'm taking Biomed and PE.
So you're taking Biomed and PE. So what are you doing in Biomed?
In Biomed right now, we are working on medicine, diseases, things like that. And then the 2nd semester we'll switch into more forensics, such as fingerprints, blood spatter, urinary tests, that kind of stuff.
Okay. And what are your electives this year, Therese?
I'm doing PE and Research 1, and I know other people can do ICT also.
Okay. So you have a choice as a 6th grader whether to take PE or ICT, and you have chosen to take PE.
Yes.
You're also on a soccer team at Ruckle. So even though you're at STEM Academy, you're welcome to play sports at your zone school. For your research class, what is your focus this semester?
This semester we're focusing on science fair and how to do it. The teachers are really helping us and guiding us with it so that we can have a good science fair topic and go far with it.
And next semester, your focus is going to be aviation. Have they talked to you about the aviation yet?
They have introduced it a little, but we're going to go a lot more into it.
So helping Therese a little bit with the 6th grade aviation, what did you do last year in aviation?
Last year we had a computer screen and we had a yoke and...
The yoke and the pedals?
Yoke
this
and the
was
pedals.
for flight?
Yes, we had separate missions that we had to complete, and once we were done with that, we could have free reign over what we did.
Okay, so y'all flew the planes, but you also flew the helicopters?
Yes, we did both, and we also flew glider planes as well.
Glider planes as well. Where did you go from there? Did you do the hot air balloons?
Yes, we did that before we did the flight lab, and it was just to show us how it worked.
Okay. So y'all built the balloons out of tissue paper and had an indoor launcher, and you measured how high they would go?
Yes, we built it, and then we would measure its height inside, then outside as well.
Okay. And then I think from there y'all went to rocketry.
Yes, we had a small rocket where we would build it and launch it and measure the trajectory.
Thinking about all of the classes that you take, you have been in this for a little while, you coming in from a period by period into a block schedule. How are you dealing with the block schedule?
I'm really liking it. I like that we have 2 days to do homework. It's a lot easier. It's way different than other schools, and it's nice.
So we're the only school in Okaloosa County that does the block schedule. So your blocks are 101 minutes, so you only have 3 classes per day. Have your teachers talked to you about the advisory competition? I get surprised looks. We are working on an advisory competition where your advisory classes will be making a goofy golf course. So each class is going to make their own hole. It has to include all of the geometry and the math, the physics of it, the blueprints, 3D designing ahead of time, making a model. We'll put them out on field day for y'all to play goofy golf on each other's courses. So what do you think about that?
I think that's a great idea. It integrates math with fun, and I think we'll love it.
You think you'll like it? What do you think, Tom?
I think it's very exciting. I love how you can, incorporate it with fun and science. And it's a great thing to have team effort, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Changing the subject just a little bit to the clubs and other goings on at the school. I know you're a member of FTC, Caroline.
Yes.
Can you tell them a little bit about FTC?
FTC stands for First Tech Challenge, and it's where we design and build robots in order to fulfill a challenge that is given to us each year. It varies depending on what kind of skills we have to meet in order to complete the challenge. We are the only FTC team in Okaloosa County, but there are FRC, which are the high school teams. But we're also trying to get Pryor and Brunner to start up an FTC team.
Okay, so you're working on that as well. You're in your first high school credit course, Therese. Are you finding that very challenging, or?
I'm finding it very fun. It's a little hard, but my teacher is able to incorporate it to a little, making more sense and funner.
So you've got one high school course you're going to have under your belt this year. You're working on high school course number 2, knowing next year that you have 2. So you will leave STEM Academy with 4 high school credits. So how did you adapt to having high school credit courses?
Well, it surprised me because I thought, whoa, we're only 6th graders and we're doing high school honors courses. So, and when I did it, I was just very happy that I was able to do that and glad that I had that opportunity.
So you feel a sense of accomplishment.
Yes.
That you have, gotten at least, you're partway through, one high school credit course. You're partway through your second one, and knowing that when you get done, you will have 4 of them going into high school. That will allow you to take more of the AP courses for the college level as we go on. Is there anything that you would like to add at this point that I have not asked you?
I think it's a really good school. I like how there's uniforms because you can't really judge people on what they look, and doesn't have bullying because there's strict rules that people can follow, and they can't really make fun of people.
I think she's saying that we're all equal. I mean, it's a good place to go because we all understand each other. We're all nerds here.
So it doesn't matter, what you wear because everybody wears the same thing. Mm-hmm. Now, we are also 1-to-1 laptops, so you don't carry around books.
No, it's
so
a lot.
Not only are we uniform, but you also have that less stress, but then not having to carry around textbooks every day. So how is that working?
I think it's much, much easier than carrying around 4 or 5 textbooks every day, depending on what you have. And it's just a lot easier.
Are you finding it easier?
Yes, I'm finding it a lot easier, and it helps that you all provide it so that we don't have to, maybe you don't have that many computers at your house, so it's very nice. I like
so
it.
you always have a computer, and you always have access to your textbook.
And instead of having such a big stack of all these things, it's just a computer. It's very nice. It's nice that our school is very small because it's easier to get around to, and it's a lot nicer. I like how hands-on the school is also. We do a lot of hands-on things, especially with science and labs. It's fun.
So do you know how many students are at our school?
No.
We are up to about 130 or 230 right now. So we've gone from 3 years ago only having 8 teachers to having 12, along with the nurse and a guidance counselor. So in your year plus, what has been the highest impact live activity that you have done?
I would have to say at about the second semester, maybe the third quarter, we were doing a lab on the oceans, how the hot and cold currents would swirl and form hurricanes and cold patches. That was very cool. It showed me a different perspective and it helped me understand it better, because when she had just done the lesson, I was a little confused, but after doing the lab, I totally got it.
And I do know I walked in last year and y'all were doing sinkholes.
Sinkholes, yes. That was very fun as well. It showed us how the sinkholes worked, how they would form, how they would digress into the ground. And then it also taught us that if you did it wrong, it would have disastrous
effects,
yes.
Okay, Therese, being here, we're still in the first 9 weeks. What would you say to someone that was iffy at whether they were interested in coming to STEM?
I think the main thing people look forward to going to STEM is they have computers, they have 3 classes a day, it's a block schedule, our homeroom, which you just get 30 minutes to just catch up on homework. So I think some people, once I tell them that, they're like, ooh, I didn't know that, and they kind of look into STEM more.
Thank you for joining me. We're going to have a couple more students, and we will be right back.
Listen to me. I am captain of the track team. And if I'm late,
She doesn't really think she's going to get out of here, does she?
Be nice. She's new.
Hello, is anyone there? Ugh!
Wow. Even from our standards, you look awful.
Oh, sweetie, what happened?
Me? My friend Becky got to talk to this super cute boy, and I tried to act like I wasn't jealous, but I so totally was. And then out of nowhere, this concrete barrier just popped up. Or maybe it was a semi.
You mean you were driving?
Yeah. I mean, I know the whole eyes on the road thing, but this was a super important text. Maybe you have to know, Becky.
Texting? Great.
But it was only like 5 seconds, and I'm a really, really fast texter, so it wasn't even a big deal. Actually, has she texted me back yet? Wow, I get like no bars in this place. I wonder if they have Wi-Fi here.
Welcome back to School Zone. I have with me Ben Sherwin and Conrad Keel. They are both 7th graders at STEM Academy. So we're going to go from there, and I'm going to start with outside extracurricular activities. So starting with you, Ben, you are doing what at Ruckle?
Well, I'm playing 2 sports at Ruckle. In the upcoming season, I'm playing soccer, and I enjoy playing Ruckle soccer. It's fun. It's more fun than a club. It's just a great experience. You get to hang out with your school friends, hang out with friends, make new friends at school, and it helps you grow more as a student more than a soccer player. And then I'm also playing for the golf team, and that's just as fun as soccer. We get to play golf every day and be out there having fun, swinging away, and it's great. It's so much fun.
So you play sports at a different school because we don't offer sports.
Mm-hmm.
You're not playing any sports at the moment, but you are part of the First Lego League team.
Yes, ma'am.
So tell me about the First Lego League.
So we meet after school, and what we do is we use the EV3 robot, which is a Lego Mindstorms robot, and we program it to do missions on a table built with Lego missions, which we have to accomplish in under 2.5 minutes. We also have core values, which is working together as our team and making sure that we're showing gracious professionalism, which is helping other teams out at competition. But we also have the project, where we find a real-world problem on a certain theme. This year's theme is animal allies, and that is the helping animals and animals helping us. So we have to come up with a project that will do that.
Last year you did really well in FLL.
Yes, we actually got the opportunity to go to Arkansas for the Razorback Invitational.
Okay, and how did you do on that?
We didn't do so well, but it was really fun, and it was a great experience for us to meet over 42 different teams from different countries all over the world.
So it was an international type invitational,
Yes, ma'am.
if you want to call it that. Both of y'all went to State Science Fair last year, and the STEM Academy is real intense on science fair. So if you stop and you think about science fair and everything you've had to go through with science fair, has it been a positive experience?
Yes, ma'am, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of work getting there with all the forms and coming up with your project, but afterwards it's really fun presenting with the judges. At State Science Fair, we had a lot of fun with just each other and going places and
Hanging out, yeah.
So you feel like with the stress of science fair,
It,
it's
And-
worth it in the end.
it is
pays
very
off.
well worth it in the end.
definitely pays off, yes.
So what have you learned from that whole science fair experience?
Definitely don't try to don't try to be average. Try to go 110%. Don't leave it all out there.
Yeah, but definitely don't like overthink it or try and come up with like a super good project that you're like overthinking. You got to do a lot of work. Just come up with one that you like and you're interested in, and then try and make it a little more complicated, but you'll still be having fun.
Are you all both taking ICT this year? What are you doing in ICT right now?
We're building our racer bots, and we have a website, and so we have to put our bots we build. We're trying to sell our bots on our website, and so we have to advertise. We have to make fun videos with our bots. Like right now, we have this super fast bot, and we're having a chase scene throughout the school. So
Chase scene.
a chase scene.
Are you working on the same one?
Well, I'm in ICT 1, and this is my first year for ICT,
Okay.
so we're doing something different. Right now, at the moment, we're doing battle bots with the EV3 robot as well. And we build the robot and place balloons on top of them, and we have needles that we have to put on the robot, and we remote control them to try and pop each other's balloons.
Is it just
fun.
randomly driving them around to pop the balloons, or
Well, we have to do that. That's one of the objectives, but the second one is we have to capture soldiers, like toy army men, with a attachment that we make or something like that, and bring it back to our base.
It's a lot of fun because Mr. J, he makes it so that you have your first competition, you compete against each other, and you're like, wait, I realize all the other teams have this, but to dodge that, I'm gonna put my balloon up higher, or I'm gonna make it moving so that the other team can't hit me, and then you kind of build on it. So then your second round, it's more fun. Who's the best in the class? Who has the best robot? And it's
so you're learning and changing
You're right,
as you
yeah.
go, and it's creative thinking.
right.
You're learning from not really the mistakes you made, but what other people are doing as well.
And how you can effectively get done or effectively get the problem or objective done.
And it's fun to see in that class how in the beginning of the year, everybody's bot looks pretty much the same. They're not as fast, they're not as big, not as powerful. But then at the end of the year, everybody has different, super powerful, new ideas. Nobody is copying each other like the beginning of the year. At the end of the year, it's competitive. It's fun. Our bots are amazing. They're not like copy everybody. Oh, that's a good idea. Let's do that. Let's do what the other team's doing. So at the end of the year, it's like, oh, okay, they're doing that. We're going to do the opposite. We're going to beat them this way and
We're
that
going to
way.
beat him doing the opposite of what they're planning on doing.
Right.
I mean, so me being in ICT 1, it's like these are some people's first time dealing with like EV3. I mean, since I'm on FLL, I've experience with it. But for some people, like they were all starting with the basics, and everyone's bot did look the same. Like we were doing gear ratio race bots, and everyone was using the same gear ratio, same bot, and it wasn't really a competition necessarily. It was just kind of getting into EV3.
Learning.
Yes.
And now are you starting to branch out and do
We're-
your own
Definitely.
as well? So you're really enjoying the ICT.
Yes, ma'am.
What is your other elective?
Biomed or research 2.
Which is the forensics.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we have talked. Are you doing the same one?
Yeah.
Both of y'all are in that. So do you like the biomed?
Yeah, it's we learn a lot. It's almost like a second science class. It helps us out with science, and science helps us out with biomed, and it's fun because we can really use that class as like going to the doctors, like for our physicals for sports. We go there and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna take your heart rate," and I'm like, "Oh, I know how to do that. I learned that in biomed." Or like somebody gets hurt, I'm like, "Oh, I know how to help them," because biomed it's pretty much like a medical class, and it's
We've done a lot of projects on like infectious diseases and like career fields, what we'd want to be or what you need to do that. We also had a guest speaker. He goes by the name the Body Snatcher, except for his real name is Eric Esmond, and he is a medical examiner. And so he told us a lot of fun stories about what he does and how the road he took to get there. And
So you're learning about STEM careers in your classes as well.
yes,
And how he ended up to be the medical examiner. So is that something you might be interested in doing, or are you
me
leaning towards the
personally-
robots?
not really. I would go more towards the engineering robot field.
Okay. I see that with you as well.
yeah. Well, I want to be more of a pilot because, and that's what got me into STEM, the flight lab, and I was like, "Oh, they have a flight lab? Oh, okay. Let's check this out." And then the flight lab and everything else, the computers, the block schedule, just every detail about STEM, I was hooked right away, and
Definitely the block
couldn't wait
schedule.
Okay, the block schedule.
I couldn't wait to
'Cause,
start.
yeah, we don't have like 6 periods a day where we have to do homework every single day and it's due right the next day. Instead, we only have 3 classes and we get 2 days to do it, and we have more time in class to ask questions or things like that.
What is your favorite thing about STEM?
Probably the size of it. I mean, everybody's a friend. It's not like you can hate somebody at STEM. I mean, you like them. They're your friends because you're around them. And if you hurt somebody's feelings, it's gonna react throughout the whole school. But I mean, we don't fight with each other. It's not like we don't like anybody at STEM because
Okay.
we're all brainiacs. We all like the same stuff. We all do the same stuff, and so, I mean, we're just gonna be like, oh, we're all friends. We don't need to fight because we're all equally great and equally as smart, and so.
Yeah, I definitely like the smaller environment where there's less people and there's not necessarily so many people, places to go. You don't ever get really confused on where you're going. Small campus, but I like that.
But we still have the normal middle school
Yes.
class sizes. So it's not that our classes are smaller.
But the
Yeah.
people
But
on
the-
the campus is like,
Right.
there's less people. So it's
There's a
not-
big change from last year to this year.
Yeah,
There's a lot more people.
kids. Yeah.
Now, a lot of people think that because we don't have sports, that we don't have any activities.
Yeah, it's kind of the opposite. I would
Like
feel
we've
like.
got, I mean, we have different activities, I guess, but they're STEMmy activities. Like if you came to STEM, you would want to go to these activities because you came to
At
STEM.
least one of them.
Yes,
Yeah, and-
because they're all.
So we still do dances, we still do the candygrams that a lot of the schools do. So we still run like a
Games,
regular
yeah.
middle school.
If you like the STEM environment, then you would like the STEM activities.
I
And
mean,
there's-
it doesn't matter who you are. If you go to STEM, you're gonna love it right away. I mean,
And you can still go to other schools for sports.
And any other activities that you really want to do. So is there anything that you would like to add that I have not asked you?
the lunches are pretty good. Yeah, we have a great lunch guy,
Mr. Abdul.
Mr. Abdul.
Abdul's
Thank
awesome.
you. Yeah, he asks, hey, what do you want? If you like this type of ice cream, I'll get more of that and less of this. I'll get this type of pizza, not that type of pizza. And he cares what the kids like.
And we're small, so he has that ability to do. Because I know I have seen him in there asking if you're interested in the yogurt parfaits. If he made them, would you be purchasing them? So he does try to cater to what you like, and he's able to because of our small size.
Another fun part about STEM and great resources is that we have the Doolittle Lab connected to our school, and great resources. Last year I worked with one of the Doolittle Institute people, his name is Mr. Workowitz, great man, and he helps me a lot. So
He helped you work on your science fair. He was your
yeah,
mentor.
Yeah, so
In which case you made what at state?
I got third place at state.
I'm working
Awesome.
with him this year.
You
So,
are.
yeah. And he's great, but we also have every Friday we try to get in a guest speaker, and they're also say you're doing a science fair or history fair project on, like we had a flight, one of the runway air traffic control. Yes, thank you. And I was like, oh, I'm doing a project on drones and detecting them, and I was like, oh, maybe I can go talk to them and I can just ask the school, hey, can you contact them for me?
So you have a lot of the outside community that is more than willing to come help you when you're working on projects or classroom or outside, either one.
I mean, even my FLL coaches, they come from lots of different engineering fields, and so if I ever have questions for my science fair or anything like that, or if any of my friends have any questions, I'll just ask them and I'll tell my friends what they told me. So, I mean, even like in all their after school activities, you've got resources.
So that's a major thing, that we have the
lots
community
of
involved in
researchers.
our school as well.
Yeah, you can even get a book from the library sent right here to the STEM school.
That is one of the other things. We do not have a library. But
The
we have the
classrooms.
whole public library. I mean, we can say, hey, we need this book. Can you just ship it to us? And then we even have a bunch of classroom libraries. Like one of our teachers' whole room is just books.
And it's
and
funny
they allow you
because-
to check them out.
Yeah.
But it's funny because she's a math teacher, and even, I mean, we all like the same things. I mean, even the teachers like reading, even though they're a math teacher, and it's just great environment.
So it's a great environment. So you would do it all over again if you had that choice.
Definitely.
It would definitely be that choice. Well, we thank you for staying tuned with Okaloosa STEM Academy, and we would love for you to come check out our school. Have a good day.